says, what's the success or the secret of NEADS? I'd say it was a passion that was recognized, an innocence that we could make this happen no matter what, and then all the people that somehow came on board and believed too. When I look back on all those years, something that really always comes to mind is all the people, the different people that I've met through the Hearing Dog program and then through NEADS, that helped us in so many ways. And everyone thinks financially, but sometimes it was just a service, something they did, giving us their time, their knowledge. We had volunteers, and we would take anybody. We had kids. We'd make a little kiddie group, and they would help us with the dogs. And people just kind of bought into what we were doing. We did the weekends. I can remember Christmas Day telling my family, okay, you've eaten this big meal, now we're going over to Jefferson, because all the dogs had to be walked. So, you just did what had to be done. But everyone did it with a generosity that I think somehow this mission just pulls people in. When I came on board in 1980, we were at what we called the farm. It's basically a country house and a big barn, and then a smaller barn where all the sick animals and equipment was kept. So that's basically what was there. The first thing I kind of remember is in the small barn, they had been renting it out to fraternities for parties. And without exaggeration, walked in and there was this big room, and there had to be 500 at least beer cans, just in a pile in there. And it's like, oh no, what are we going to do? And interestingly enough, like that day or a few days later, there was a motorcycle gang, I guess these days you call it a club, and they had been interested in renting this farm for their clubhouse. So they would whir by on their motorcycles, kind of giving us dirty looks because they hadn't got the farm, and we did. So one afternoon we were having tea, which was our beverage of choice in the afternoons, and they all roar into the yard on their motorcycles, park, come up to the door. I'm like, oh no. They didn't look very happy. So we invited them in. My co-workers, very charming people, and would you like to have tea with us? And I think these poor men did not know what to make of us. Wanted to know what we were doing and whatever. So we basically explained what our concept was about the dogs. Would you like to have tea? So I was the one designated to go into the kitchen, make tea, and all we had were donated little cups, that you put your finger in, whatever. But I was thinking, these men, they're going to kill us. They're not happy. So I got a knife, and I put the knife in my back pocket. And I said, well, if anything happens, I'll pull the knife. And I brought the tea out, and they sat there drinking their tea. And we told them about the beer cans and whatever. And lo and behold, they said, gee, one of our members has a big truck. We'll come by and help you. We were like, what? And sure enough, that weekend, they came with a big truck and cleaned out all those beer cans. Happy to do it, smiling. We never saw them again. And it was like, I guess, okay, they were okay with why we were there. Were very kind. I didn't have to pull my knife, and helped us. And that was one of the first acts of generosity that came from such an unexpected source. The investment that people have made in our organization, believing in our mission, and the people that were there to hopefully have the mission come to fruition in so many different ways. The generosity of big and small, and every donor, I think, we appreciate when it comes in. I see that. Our new Hawkins Kennel Center and the Kathy Foreman Klein House, and now our breeding center. Back when we were starting out, we had a small core of donors and volunteers. But today, NEADS has over 300 volunteers and is supported by over 4,000 donors. We still appreciate every dollar that comes in because it comes from the heart, whether it be people who are fortunate enough to be able to give us large amounts of money and people who just, take it out of their budget to give it to us. I think we've never stopped appreciating every dollar that comes in.